Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alejandra. I am really excited today because today I have a special guest in this channel. It's going to be my first guest and I am really happy for who I am going to interview. I'm going to interview Brittany. I met Brittany at the youth support group that I am attending, and when I met her I thought her story was really interesting and really important, and I want everyone to get to know her and her story. And I hope you guys enjoy this lovely interview. So, everyone, this is Brittany. Hi, Brittany. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm excited that you are going to be my first guest in my channel.
Well, I am honored to be your first guest, so thank you.
Yeah. I wanted to interview you because we met in the youth support group, right?
Correct.
Yes. I think I seen you before, but I never talked to you.
Right, yes.
So when I met you, when I saw you, you just looked so bubbly and so friendly. I was like, oh, I like her. You make me feel so comfortable.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very happy to hear that.
Thank
That's a nice
you.
compliment.
You're always so happy and smiling, and you just make me feel comfortable when I talk to you. And I love the youth support group. I love it. I enjoy it. The second meeting was really great. I thought that everybody's show and tell was really good. I can't wait for our next meeting.
I know, me too. I'm so excited. It's so great to have this.
Yes, it's really good. I'm a support group leader for Cassava Valley, and
Right,
it's really different than the youth group meeting. It's really different. You know,
definitely.
yes, you attend the support group, right?
Right. And actually, my first ever support group was the Crescenta Valley one.
Oh, wow. Which
Yeah.
one do you attend right now?
The It's out by me, so out in like Riverside.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I do that one. I've been doing it for about 2 years now,
Okay.
and it was really hard for me in the beginning because I had no idea I was going to be the leader. I thought I was going to
I
be a
bet.
co-leader. I wanted to be a co-leader and learned, but things happened and I ended up
Right.
being the leader. And I love Crescenta Valley. I love everyone that attends. But having this youth group, I really need it. I really need it to meet more people, our age that we can just talk to,
Right.
and enjoy
Right.
ourselves. We had the
Absolutely.
meeting and we really didn't talk about how we were feeling.
Right.
We talked about the random
Exactly.
things, and I love that. It was more
Right.
like getting to talk to friends that I know my whole life, even though I just met everyone.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Okay. I'm
When did
ready.
you get diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in May of 2012, so I am 8 years diagnosed now.
Oh, so we have the same time. I got
Yes.
diagnosed in March 2012.
Yep.
How did
We
you
are
get
right around the same
diagnosed?
timeline. I actually, I was going to community college and I went to my school doctor because I was having a lot of joint pain and she thought that I had lupus. So she referred me to a rheumatologist in Pasadena. He didn't run any blood work. He asked us what seemed like 100 questions. And he felt my skin and he just looked at us and he said, "I'm so sorry. You're so young. You have scleroderma." And we had never heard of it. So we didn't even know what to ask. And he gave us a huge stack of papers. And my mom was like, "So what's the long term of this? Like, what's next?" And he was like, "There is no long term. I'm giving her 6 months, and really that's pushing it. I'm going to refer you to a well-known scleroderma center at UCLA where they can just try to help you and make you feel more comfortable."
Oh, wow.
And so then they referred me to UCLA, which is where I am now with my most amazing team. But getting diagnosed was very scary.
How old were you?
I was 20. It was 3 months before my 21st birthday.
Oh, okay. I was 1 week before my 19th birthday.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. What were your symptoms that you thought that you had something? You had any symptoms?
So about a year before anything else, I had the Raynaud's. And again, I had gone to my school doctor and they just diagnosed it as the Raynaud's phenomenon because there was no other underlying. So I had the Raynaud's for about a year with nothing else. And then the dry lingering cough kind of developed first, but they were like allergies, you work with kids, no big deal. Then I like slowly over like 6 months, which I know is quick for scleroderma, but like slowly enough that I didn't really put everything together, was the heartburn, the dry eye, dry mouth, the swelling, the food not going down. I lost a lot of weight, joint pain. So like things just kind of started happening, but nothing was like fitting together.
We practically have the same story because I started a year, I was in high school when my right hand was always swollen and in pain.
Okay.
And I would go to emergency room and they're like, no, you probably hurt your arm. I was like, no, I won't know if I hurt my arm. I was in a cast 3 times in 1 year. And when the 3rd time happened, my primary doctor was like, no, there's something wrong with you. I'm going to test you. And he did. He tested me actually twice. Because the first time he didn't tell me. He just said, I need you to go get blood work again. And I said, okay. And I went. And the second time, he's like, no, there's something wrong with you. And he was actually the one that told me I had scleroderma. He told me, don't Google anything because you're going to get scared. And he gave me a card. I think it was WebMD. He's like, look up scleroderma here, but wait as long as you can. And I'm going to refer you to a rheumatologist. But that day, he actually gave me medication.
Oh my goodness.
He gave me the steroids medication. And I started on a really high dose because I already had so much pain in my arm. And I actually had pain in my leg as well. I couldn't walk to school no more. I was in community college like you. And I couldn't walk to class. I was like, why am I getting tired? I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't write. It was just horrible. And then we started seeing things that had happened to me before. And I always had really dry skin. And it was always, oh, you're in the sun. There was always an excuse for whatever I was going through. Until he was like, no, everything adds up and you have scleroderma. So he gave me my medication that same day. He's like, I need you to start this medication. And it all started there. My life changed completely that day.
Yeah. That's amazing that he was able to like start you on medication so quickly though.
He actually
That's awesome that you
don't tell no one because I'm not supposed to be doing this because I'm not a rheumatologist. But he has seen that I was in so much pain that he's like, no, you need to start this medication as soon as possible until you get to see a rheumatologist. And then when I went to my rheumatologist, I didn't say anything. And she gave me the same medication that my primary doctor had given me. And I was like, okay, he knows what he was doing. He was just trying
yeah.
But it was hard in the beginning. I bet for you it was really hard. Did you finish school?
I did. So I finished at community college and then I transferred to Cal State Fullerton and I graduated in 2 years from Cal State Fullerton with my bachelor's in child and adolescent development.
Oh my God, we have so much in common. I was going to school for child development.
Okay.
That was always been my dream. And when I got sick that year, I just stopped going. That first year in college was really hard for me, you know, and a lot of things happened that I always said I'll be back one day, and maybe this year. I decided that I want to go back this year. But hopefully I will go back. But I mean, everything's online right now, so.
And I finished as much as I could at community college. So I was there for 5 years. And I finished as much as I could there, took all of the classes that I could so that when I transferred, I was there from 2014 to 2016. Like I was there exactly 2 years, and I finished quickly, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my plan to do as much as I can in community college. I thought it's easier, you know.
Right.
Not that
Yeah.
expensive. I was going to
Cheaper.
a top state or a regular
Right.
college. Like, no, I can take the same
Yeah.
classes at a community college.
Exactly. That was what I did. I took all that I could.
That's good. Are you working right now? Are you currently working?
I am. I'm a family nanny. So
Oh,
yeah.
I do the same thing.
Yep. So I
Who knew we
nanny
were
for.
gonna have so much in common?
I didn't know that either. See, this is why this is so good.
You know, yes, I actually take care of my niece and nephews.
Oh, that's awesome. I was watching my nephews before all this hit, and then now I'm just with one family. I was with three families where I was like drop out like one's off at school, pick up others, have them, So, but now I'm just with one family full time
That's good. Yeah, I love kids. I
too.
always wanted to work with kids. I always wanted to have kids. And
Yep.
I'm so happy we live in the house with my brother, my husband and I, and the kids are
Okay.
always around. And that's one of the things that always keep me going, the kids.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Another question. Are you single, married, divorced?
I have a boyfriend. We live together. He just bought us a house in May. So
Oh,
we moved
wow.
in May. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yes,
I know
it's
that's one
fun.
of the hardest things when you have a chronic disease, to find someone that really understands you and supports you, because it's really hard.
Right.
It is really hard
Absolutely.
for us and our partner. You know, I sometimes see my husband, he's like, I don't know what to do to help you. And I say, you
Right.
don't have to do anything. You're not a doctor. As long as you're with me,
Right.
that's
Just be
all
here.
I need. Yes. And good,
Yeah.
thank God I have a good husband. I've been with him almost 9 years. So he has been there since the beginning. He has seen everything. So with this pandemic, how have you been feeling? Have you had anxiety, depression? I know most people have had a lot of anxiety of being scared if they can get a COVID or if they can get sick, especially with having scleroderma. Your immune system is really low. How have you been feeling?
I have been feeling scared, nervous. I am on two different forms of chemo. So my immune system is already suppressed from the disease, been on two different immunosuppressants. It of course scares me. But I have been taking, all precautions. I wear the mask, I do the hand sanitizer. I have gone into the stores. I have, done things like that. Been in small gatherings, but it is scary. I haven't been depressed. It's been a lot of extra family time, which has been fun. We've definitely like learned new things about each other and just getting all settled in, but definitely just nervous to get it and what could happen, what would happen. My lungs are severely affected from the scleroderma, so that is also scary too, since COVID really has an effect on that and the fibrosis. So just worried, I think mostly.
Yeah, I think everyone is worried. In my case, I'm still worried, but I started doing the spin program. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
started doing that, and it really helped me understand that I can't be worrying all the time.
Right.
I do what I can, protect myself, mask, hand sanitizer.
Right.
Husband always taking care of me. He buys gloves and disinfects everything before he comes in. So we're
Right.
doing everything we can to be safe. And
Right.
I mean, what else can we do? I try to do
Right.
doctor's appointment as early as possible so I won't have to see people, or
Yeah.
make sure that I tell them, hey, I can't be with a lot of people. Can you just put me in
Right.
a room? And they're really good understanding that. So
They are. Yeah.
I'm really happy that my doctor's appointment have been good, because I don't want to cancel doctor's appointment right now.
Right. I know.
I know a
I
lot of
have
people cancel.
a lot have, and I did one like teledoc appointment
Mhm.
almost 3 months ago. And then when this hit, I had an infusion and I skipped my first one. And then by the second one, my doctor's like, we can't like keep skipping them. So I didn't skip my second one, and I went, and they really were taking all precautions there. I couldn't have anyone come in with me. Everyone was spaced out. We had to wear a mask the whole time. Everything was sanitized. And then I just went and had tests ran the other day. And again, like the waiting room, like the chairs are blocked off, and they're taking everyone's temperature when you walk in. You have a sticker, and everywhere really is taking precautions. So that does make it easier to do things.
What kind of infusion are you on? You say you're on 2, right?
I am on rituximab infusions, and then I'm on CellCept orally.
How long have you been on the Rituxan infusion?
I think we're on 7 years now.
Oh, wow.
6 or 7 years, yeah. Because in the beginning, I was doing the Cytoxan infusions, and then we introduced Rituxan, and I was doing Ritux and Cytoxan together. And then when I hit almost lifetime of Cytoxan, we switched to CellCept. So I do CellCept orally, and then I get Rituxan infusions.
Have you felt that Rituxan has helped you? Because I already started my Rituxan this year. My first infusion was in June, I believe.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was my first one. I have to go back in December, but it's the first time I took it, and it was really scary. Like you said, nobody can go in with you.
Right.
I was like, I had never done this. I always have either my mom or my husband with me whenever I do anything, and I had no idea. And plus, mine took about 8 to 9 hours. Yeah,
that's normal in the beginning.
Yeah, so I was more scared.
Right, absolutely. I totally get that. It's already scary enough that you can't have anyone in there, but then to have to do it for that long,
and plus I couldn't eat. I was so nervous the night before. I couldn't eat that morning. They told me, oh, bring a snack, and I was like, okay. I didn't take anything. I just took water. No, I took a Powerade, because like in case of anything, I want to get so I was just nervous. I took snacks, but I couldn't eat anything. I remember my husband was texting me, my mom was texting me, are you okay? And then when I got a kind of allergic reaction where I couldn't breathe. It was the worst feeling. I was like, I need someone with me. It was my first time. But my doctor was really nice. He came in and he's like, are you okay? You're going to be okay. Just wait 30 minutes. And 30 minutes passed, and I was like, nothing had happened to me, and I continued. But it was really scary.
Did they give you Benadryl before? Okay, so my doctor does. I get Benadryl before every rituximab infusion, specifically so that doesn't happen. And
they didn't give me. I think they were just trying to see how I was going to react, since it was my first time. And the second time I went, they didn't give me. They just gave me for my stomach won't be upset.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get pre-meds, so I get Benadryl. I get a steroid through an IV, and they give me Tylenol, like orally.
Really?
And then they do Rituxan.
Oh,
and Rituxan has a really high reaction rate, so I've heard that a lot of times that they do give Benadryl before it, so that was why I get it.
Yeah, when I knew that I was going to start, I started researching and Googling and watching videos, and a lot of people said that they get Benadryl, but they didn't offer it to me, so I was just like, oh, maybe it's not for me. They just told me, oh, we're going to give you medication for your stomach doesn't get upset, and I was like, oh, okay. But I did get stomach pain where I was feeling I couldn't take the pain no more. And they just told me to stop, and that they were gonna flush my vein, and just to wait.
Okay.
And I waited, and everything was good, but just sitting there by yourself, and
I know.
The good thing, the first time I went, there was only it was me and people were coming in and out. And then by
Right.
like, I was already like on my 5th hour. Everybody left, only the nurses.
Right.
So they told me,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, just, you can take your mask because I was like, it's so uncomfortable.
Right. Absolutely.
Tell me, okay, just take your mask and we'll tell you when we have to get near you or when somebody comes,
Right.
put it on. So it was
Yeah.
really good. I was there mostly alone, but the second time I had to wear the mask the whole time I was there. And plus I felt it
Yep.
was really hot in there, which it wasn't hot,
Absolutely.
but
Yep.
it was just my body was really hot.
Right.
And I was
Nervous.
like, okay, now I can. Good thing that second time I already knew it was going to happen, so I took food.
Right.
But I do have my next appointment in December, so hopefully everything works and I will continue.
Definitely.
So another question.
Of course.
When you got diagnosed, you went straight to UCLA, right? So
Right.
you've been on a treatment since you got diagnosed.
So I was diagnosed in June and I started treatment in July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really
So
good.
it was very quick. Before I so between the first rheumatologist who gave me 6 months and UCLA, I had a whole bunch of blood work done so that by the time that I got to UCLA, she could like 100% confirm that I had scleroderma and like the extent of it. And I had all the tests ran and everything so that like by the time that we saw her, she kind of like knew where we stood. And so that was in June. And so in July, I had my first Cytoxin infusion.
Oh, wow, you were so lucky. I didn't get that lucky.
No.
I had bad rheumatologists for about 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw a rheumatologist, but I hated that. To tell you the truth, I would go in
Yeah.
at 10 and come out until 4 in the afternoon. That's how bad it was, and
Oh
with
my goodness.
pains, and all they will
Right.
say is, oh, just continue your medication and go to therapy and
Right.
you'll be fine. And I was like, okay. And back then I was just really quiet and I always agree with everything. I thought, oh, okay,
Right.
they should know, they're doctors, right?
Right.
I guess
Right.
not. And then I switched to a different rheumatologist, and in the beginning he was helping me. I felt that he wanted to help me, and I will
Uh-huh.
see probably every 4 or 5 months
Okay.
with only blood work. You only do blood work and never like test that
Other
now I
tests.
go
Right.
do that they tell me, oh, go do a lactose breathing test, go do
Mm-hmm.
whatever I have to do. I
Yep.
never in 5 years got one until
Oh my
I
gosh.
contact Tina and I told Tina, you know what, I'm tired, like where else can I go,
Right.
and she did refer me to UCLA and I started going, and that's when I realized that I had to do different tests, blood work, medication, and
Right.
I hadn't done anything for 5 years and I just felt that I was getting worse. The only thing I was
Yep.
doing was gaining weight because I was on steroids,
The
on a really
steroid.
high dose of steroids.
Yep.
And I was asked, what can I do? I can't eat. I don't get hungry. And
Right.
they're like, oh, no, that's going to help. That's going to help. I'm like, okay,
Goodness.
But now
Right.
I'm trying to get off my steroids medication. So hopefully
Good.
by the end of this year, I should,
Okay.
because I don't want to be on those no more.
I know. They
Horrible.
are brutal.
Yes. So, what other scleroderma? What other things had it affect you? Like stomach? I know you said your lungs, right?
Right. So I have lung involvement, so like severe pulmonary fibrosis. And then I have esophageal involvement. My skin score went from a 31 when I was first diagnosed. Now I'm like between a 6 and a 7. So my skin is involved, but it's a lot better now. And then the Raynaud's, obviously. I have no kidney involvement, no heart involvement as of now. So we just cross our fingers that doesn't
I
happen.
know. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't need oxygen, right? You still haven't said you need oxygen?
Nope, I do not. My doctor is amazed and doesn't know how, but I really do make it a point to keep myself moving every day to not need it. I get, of course, out of breath going upstairs, but I can walk on flat ground for a while and not like my joints would get tired
Yeah.
before I would need like extra oxygen. So I don't need oxygen at this point, and I would love to keep it that way for as long as we can.
Yeah, I know. That's good. Hopefully you won't need oxygen in a long time, or maybe you won't need it. Who knows?
Right,
Everything's changing. There's new medication coming out,
right,
new treatments coming out that who knows? Maybe you won't need it, and you won't.
right. That the Retux is truly what stopped my fibrosis from progressing.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
Hopefully it works on me.
I sure hope so.
I know. I've been praying that it does work.
You just have to give it time. It does
Yeah.
take a while.
Yeah, that's what my doctor told me, that it takes a while. And I said, it doesn't matter how much it takes. I just have hope, and I know this is a medication that's going to help me.
Right.
And I haven't, scleroderma hasn't really affected me that much. I mean, I think my problems is my hands.
Right.
And my stomach. Blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tend to eat anything. Nothing goes down. They told me that I don't empty. And I'm trying to figure out what I can do so I can finally eat something like a real meal, you know. Yes, I am seeing a GI specialist. But the last time I saw her was about a year ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So right now, like I said, I'm trying to do all these tests that my rheumatologist wants me to go do. He did put me on antibiotics. So hopefully that will help me with my stomach. I did notice I can eat more. I just don't. I don't throw up as much, so that's really good.
Right. Absolutely.
But I get full really quick.
Really quickly. Okay.
Yeah, I get full. I just maybe eat off my food like 2-3 bites and I'm full. But then an hour later, I will be hungry.
I was gonna say, is that hard because then the steroids make you want to eat all the time? They make you want to snack all the time.
Yes, I'm hungry all day, but I can't eat.
Yep.
So I've been drinking a lot of water now, so that's been helping. And it's really hot these days.
Right.
But that has helped a lot with my hand pains. The warm water.
Absolutely. Same here. My joint pain and my Raynaud's have been doing so much better.
Because of this hot weather we're having.
Yep. Everyone's like, it's so hot, and I'm like, it's okay.
Look, I hate the hot weather. I prefer winter. But when I don't have stiffness in the mornings because the night has been warm, I'm like, summer can stay as long as it wants.
Exactly. When I can like walk outside and not stiffen up, or like my hands don't go blue, it's a good day.
Yes. But hopefully our weather stays. We still have hopefully one more month of summer, and we have no pains, no stiffness in the mornings.
Right.
The winter is not that bad.
Right. I know.
But we have to prepare ourselves, gloves.
Yeah. The heating pads.
Sweaters, extra boots, and everybody's like, it's 60 degrees, you're wearing boots. Yeah.
Yep.
Why do you have gloves? It's 60. Because you don't know that feeling.
The amount of layers I have to put on is
the thermal shirts, like, thermal shirts, thermal leggings under your jeans, and the boots, and at the movies have 2-3 sweaters. You walk in with your blanket, and they're looking at you like, you just get used to those looks.
Right. Absolutely.
Can't do anything. We can't fight them. I fought so many times with people looking at me and judging me. It's like, can't be fighting all
just let it go.
Yeah. They just need to learn,
Right. Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons why I did my own channel, was more to teach people, I know sometimes it's hard to explain to everyone, what do you have? Or and they just
Right.
don't know. Oh, they always say it's lupus, and I'm like, it's not.
Yep. Or it's like, oh, well, at least it's not cancer.
Yes, and it's like it's a chronic disease as well, you know.
Right.
Just don't know what it means, but it's
Well,
just
and like cancer, they know about it. There's so much research on it, and there's so much money that gets poured into it, and there's so many treatments for it. And we just know, like, okay, you have cancer, and like, this is what you have to do. And it's not like that for us.
no, no.
I know.
And it's hard, you know. Even going to, I went once to physical therapy, and I was 19, 20 by that time.
Yeah.
And I got, oh, you look too young. You don't have anything. I'm
Right.
like, okay, you know, or going to getting your social security or
Yeah.
anything you have to get. They're like, no, you shouldn't have it. You're young. Or I
Right.
get the mailing to renew my social, and they're like, are you still sick? I'm like,
Right.
yes. Do you want to know how many medications I'm on? You know?
Right.
And they ask,
Right.
what is it for? Why are you taking this? Or and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know.
Yeah. It's always you're too young to be this sick, and it's like there's no
There's no age.
there is no too young or too this or too fit or too anything.
And
It
they
just
expect you to
it
do
is.
stuff that you can't do.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I remember we go to theme parks, and I always go on a wheelchair. It's really exhausting for me.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
the people just look at you like, why are you in a wheelchair? And I'm
Yep.
like, don't worry.
Yeah. I
Get
mean,
to
I have like the handicap placard,
me
and
too.
I don't use it all the time. I usually use it like at Disneyland or, like places where there's a lot of walking, or when it's really cold and I'm really stiff. And like the looks that you get, or people are like, that's a handicap spot, and it's like, yep, I do.
Why I decided I need to do my own channel. I need to educate people and
Right,
help
absolutely.
people, you know, even if it's just help one person,
Right,
you know, because I can change somebody life. I can tell them, you know, fight for yourself. I know for a long time I did not fight for myself. And I
right.
look back like I should have done this. I could have done something different, you know, but
But you were
now
so
it's too
young.
late.
There
Yeah.
was no way
Now
to
it's
even know that then.
yeah, I didn't know that doctors didn't want to help me that, you
Right,
know.
right.
But yeah. So
Stories are very similar, and I think that that's awesome to know
oh,
that about
it's
you
so
because I did not know that.
I know, me either. I knew there was a reason, but I just felt like I clicked with you, you know? I was
Right,
like, and that day on Monday, I was like, I need an interview. Like, I
I
don't
love
know
it.
why, and I wanted to send you an email that day, but it was already too late. And
Right.
then I think, did you send out an email, right, on Tuesday?
I did it late that night.
Yeah, so I was like, I have to ask her, but at the same time, I was really scared to ask people. I'm like, I don't know her, you know. What if she thinks that I'm crazy,
No, not at
you know?
all.
But
I love
I
doing
had
this
to
stuff. I love
interview.
talking about it.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
thank
felt
you.
that I had to interview you, and now I know why, because we have a lot of things in common. It's so
Right, a
crazy.
lot. Who is your doctor, if you don't mind me asking?
Doctor first?
Okay.
Who's yours?
So
Voquin?
no, so I see Kavaja,
Oh, okay.
but first in the beginning, um, like weighed heavily on a lot of my doctor's decisions because my case was like I I got diagnosed really quickly, whereas a lot of people get diagnosed like over the years, and all my symptoms came on really quick. And at that time, there wasn't a lot of patients that their symptoms were so quick. I was so young. So Dr. First like weighed in on a lot of my like appointments, and he made a lot of the decisions with us. So I know Dr. First, and I know Elaine really, really well, and
Yeah,
they're amazing.
they are amazing. Yes.
They really are.
I remember the first time I saw Doctor First, he wouldn't take my insurance,
Uh-huh.
and he said, "No, we'll see her. That's fine. Don't worry." You know, just
Right.
I was I was like, oh, I'm willing to pay whatever I can if I know
Right.
he's going to help me. And he never has appointments because he's always booked.
Yep.
And he said, I will see you after working hours. And I went in at 5 and came out around 7.
And that was when they were in the other clinic, huh?
He
When they were
hasn't.
in the other building?
Yes, that's what he still has it. I still go there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I still go there. I
Okay.
just love him.
I know.
The way
He's,
that he takes his time to
yep.
really get to know you, and not
Yep.
only the first time,
Absolutely.
every time you go, he asks
Right.
the same question that he asked before. He asks them
Mm-hmm.
again, and I just love him, and
I know.
especially how he writes everything down. And doctors
Right.
nowadays don't do that.
Right.
Everything's in tablets, and I'll email you this, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I love
And
how he
what's
sits and writes everything down.
and he truly like taught every doctor in that unit, because Dr. Kavaja does the same thing, Dr. Volkman does the same thing, Dr. Clemens does the same thing, all of them. There's no like, oh, we only have 15 minutes, like, or we only have 30 minutes, or I don't have time for this. It's like Dr. First has such, like, this is how things are going to go, and he has taught all of the other doctors in that unit that this is how things are going to go, and they have made the most amazing
They
scleroderma
are.
like specialty unit. It's every time that
Another,
I tell someone like where I go, they're like, "You're so lucky." I'm
yeah,
like, I know.
we are done. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you
Of
for
course.
everything.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to do this. I can't wait to see it.